I was just taking the trash out. That's when I saw it. A limited edition Lamborghini practically bouncing off the ground. Inside, in the back seat, my two brothers were going at it like animals with that orphan girl we took in, just hammering away. I didn't even blink. I just quietly recorded the whole thing and sent the video to the biggest news outlet in the world. 7 p.m. tomorrow, I typed. I want the whole world to see this. Last time around, that little nobody, just because my brothers were using her, stole my life, my identity as the heiress, Catherine Blackwood. At my birthday bash, the Blackwood Gala, she and my brothers blocked me at the door, twisting everything around. What makes you think you belong here, you little street rat? She sneered. I'm Catherine Blackwood now. You can crawl back to whatever hole you came from and try not to embarrass yourself. Last time I was so scared of my brother's anger, I let her walk all over me. But this time? Hell no. The next evening at the party, she stepped right in front of me, just like before. I kicked her so hard she landed flat on her butt. Who the hell do you think you are, blocking my way? I glared at the housekeeper, standing nearby, and said, well, get this fake out of my sight. Everyone just stood there, mouths hanging open. Nobody expected me, the girl who always took it, to actually fight back. The housekeeper scrambled to help her up, giving me a nervous look. Catherine, honey, you can't treat Amanda like that. What will your brothers say? She knew damn well I was the real Catherine, but she played along with their game. Listen up, you old bat. There's only one Catherine Blackwood in this family, got it? The housekeeper flinched, head down, not saying a word. I slapped her so hard she fell. Can't even tell who your boss is? You're useless. Get out. Last time, this witch, seeing my parents were never around, took orders from my brothers like they were royalty. She abused me, Catherine Blackwood, like I was nothing. That orphan, Amanda, even got her to hire someone to disfigure me and then murder me, dumping my body somewhere. The housekeeper did everything Amanda said, a total puppet. Now, she was shaking, kneeling on the floor. But Amanda told me what to do. I was just following her orders. Your brothers will hear about this. They won't be happy, she whined. Amanda, acting all innocent, started trying to win people over, helping the housekeeper up and acting all big sister to scold me. See, this is what happens when you take in a stray. After all these years with us, you still can't shake those nasty little eyes. Amanda's bestie, Brittany, rushed over, hooking her arm through Amanda's and shooting me a dirty look. You're so gross. You're taking advantage of the Blackwoods' generosity, and you're spewing lies at Amanda's party. The room buzzed with whispers. She's just using them. I heard the Blackwoods have been so good to her, like she was their own daughter. Amanda even shares everything with her. An orphan trying to pretend she's Catherine Blackwood? Please. She's got a death wish. They didn't know anything. I was the one who felt sorry for Amanda and begged my parents to take her in. When she got older, she turned on the charm and sucked up to my brothers. So, whenever there was some event, my brothers would take Amanda and lock me up in my room. After a while, everyone just assumed she was Catherine Blackwood, and I was the charity case. This time it was different. My dad's a billionaire, the one who calls the shots. My mom's a huge actress. A lot of these people in the room, their entire lives depended on my parents. Why should I let this orphan and my brothers walk all over me? I looked around the room, my eyes settling on Brittany, my heart burning with hatred, my fists clenching. Your dad's whole business only exists because he begged my dad for funding. Ask him if he dares interfere with my family's business. Brittany, humiliated in front of everyone, couldn't take it. She went to slap me. I grabbed her wrist and slapped her across the face, hard. Her face twisted with rage, her chin trembling. You little bastard, how dare you hit me? Amanda looked around then screamed. Security? Where are you guys? The security guards started to move, but I turned and glared at them, a look so sharp they froze in their tracks. I'm Catherine Blackwood. Nobody lays a hand on me. Amanda shrieked, afraid someone might believe me. Catherine, everyone knows you're just an orphan my parents took in. You think you can lie and everyone will believe you? Dream on. The others nodded, agreeing. She has a point. The Blackwood boys always bring Amanda to everything. Never seen you. This was supposed to be a party celebrating Amanda joining the scene, and this little nobody ruined it. I laughed. I turned to my personal assistant. Get my beloved brothers down here. Tell them the orphan we took in is trying to impersonate Catherine Blackwood, and ruin our family name. Ask him if he wants Amanda to be a laughingstock. The assistant hesitated. She knew my brothers were obsessed with Amanda, practically worshipping her and turning her into a social media star. Every time Amanda messed with me, they'd take her side, yelling at me for being disrespectful, grounding me, and forcing me to apologize. Go, I've got this. Hearing that, the assistant finally left. Amanda just laughed. Catherine, have you learned nothing? Have you forgotten how your brothers treat you every time you cross me? She knew my brother Stephen would protect her no matter what. Last time, when Amanda told the housekeeper to throw acid in my face, I called Stephen, begging for help.
He didn't believe me.
He yelled at me for lying about Amanda and told me to drop dead somewhere else. I died full of despair and pain, beaten to death by the people Amanda hired, my body dumped in the freezing river. This time they would pay. Unexpectedly, before Stephen even showed, my childhood best friend Michael came strutting and carrying a giant bouquet of flowers. Catherine, he said, I wanted to show you how much I care about you, so I bought every rose in town to make this bouquet. Brittany looked shocked. She glanced at Amanda, nervous and confused. Did Michael just say that to me? Looking at Michael's adoring gaze, I wanted to puke. He used to cling to me, always wanting to play wedding, telling my parents he would marry me when he grew up. But then he saw Amanda and ditched me for her. When Amanda made my life a living hell, he did nothing. Walking right up to Amanda, Michael smiled gently, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. You're beautiful, Amanda. Then he turned to me, his eyes like knives. You think we're stupid enough to believe that you are Catherine Blackwood just because you made up a random story? Get real. Catherine, if you begged me right now, I wouldn't give you a second look. He said, his face twisted in disgust. There is only one person I love, and that is Amanda, the real Catherine Blackwood. Michael, who used to swear he'd love me forever, was now groveling at Amanda's feet, calling me a liar. The others, already unsure of my identity, immediately believed Michael. Amanda has such a big heart. She let this stray hang around, and this is how she's repaid. Someone should have left her to die in the streets. Now she just causes problems. Amanda looked thrilled, a flicker of triumph in her eyes. Seeing them together, I laughed, took a white jade pendant from around my neck. This is the Phoenix Blood Jade. Only the real Catherine Blackwood can wear it. Amanda, do you have one of these? Several people hurried closer, peering at the pendant. Many of them had been friends with my parents for years. They gasped. I heard Mr. Blackwood talking about this. Looks like Catherine is telling the truth.
Weird.
Why did Stephen say Mr. Blackwood wanted us here to support Amanda? Amanda went pale, her eyes wide with panic. She had no idea about the Phoenix Blood Jade. Michael suddenly laughed. Catherine, you think you can fool everyone? You want us to believe that something that looks like you found in the trash has been passed down through your family for generations? That's just pathetic. The others looked confused again, shifting their gazes between me and Amanda, unsure what to think. I was raised with culture and class. Amanda might have read books at my house, but you can't erase her ugly heart. She couldn't hide her envy. Panicked, Amanda tried to be brave. If you are Catherine Blackwood, why does Stephen take me to all the important events instead of you? Michael glared at me. Amanda treated you like a sister, and you turn around and do this? You are worthless. They ganged up on me, and the crowd agreed with them again. I started to talk, but the security guards grabbed my arms. Amanda's friend, Brittany, slapped me across the face, then she beat me with her purse. You're just a stray the Blackwoods took in, and you think you can take Amanda's place? Apologize to Amanda now. Blood trickled from my lip. It fell to the floor, making a blood flower. I stared at them, growling, wait until my parents get here. They will not be happy. Last time, Amanda replaced me, and my parents never knew. They thought I had run away. This time I told them, they would be here in minutes. Amanda whispered, "Your parents are out of the country. They aren't coming back. Why are you such a bad liar? Besides, Michael's dad is friends with my parents. He has a multinational group. Even if my parents found out, they would not be able to do anything." Then, someone yelled, "What is going on here? What do you think you're doing?" Stephen showed up with 8 bodyguards. The security guards released me. Amanda almost fell, but then she saw it was Stephen, and she looked relieved. Stephen saw that Amanda was okay and glared at me. "Good thing Amanda is okay. If anything happened to her, no matter how nice you are, I won't let you off easy." Last time, no matter what happened, Stephen chose Amanda. To stay alive, I tried to copy Amanda, but they just made fun of me. I just laughed. "Oh, you want me to copy Amanda? Do you want me to be ungrateful and pretend to be someone I am not? Why would I copy someone like that?" "Stephen, do you really think you can fool everyone?"
Everyone thought Stephen was right.
"That stray that the Blackwoods took in is acting crazy. She is yelling at everyone. What does it mean to be ungrateful? I spit on someone like that." The assistant pointed at Amanda. "She is the stray. Catherine is Catherine Blackwood." Stephen slapped the assistant and shouted, "Don't say that about Amanda. She is a good person." Then he glared at me. "Did you tell her to do that?" "I have been too nice. That is why you do not respect me. Do you not know who you are?" Michael hugged Amanda. "Only Amanda is the one that I love. Catherine, you want to marry me?" "I would rather die." Then he gave flowers to Amanda and got on one knee. "Amanda, I will love you forever. Will you marry me?" Amanda cried, "I will." After Michael put the ring on her, she looked thrilled. Then she saw me, and she faked that she felt bad. I used to pity Catherine. I treated her like a sister. But this is what I get. She tries to steal everything that I have. She started to cry to get everyone to feel bad for her. She laughed and looked at me in a way that let me know that she had won. Stephen grabbed my arm and shouted, "Why are you laughing? Get on your knees and apologize, or I will kick you out of this house." Amanda wanted me gone, but she acted like she felt bad for me. "Stephen, don't be mad. Everyone knows that she is a fake. Catherine, you can mess with me if you want, but this is embarrassing for my family."
Stephen kicked me.
"Apologize." I didn't kneel. Stephen was my brother. I looked at Stephen. "Stephen, have you forgotten that you lived here? You can't tell me what to do." He laughed. "What do you mean? My parents aren't here. I am in charge. You won't kneel? Then I will throw you out. Don't ever come back." Amanda looked happy. "You thought Stephen was nice like me? You can't make me feel bad."
Guards.
"Cut her face. Cut out her tongue and see how she does now." Stephen agreed. Amanda thought she was about to win. Then a group of bodyguards came in and cleared the way. Then someone asked, who said they would cut my daughter's face and tongue. And seconds later, the biggest news outlet in the world finally released the video of my disgusting brothers and that fake bitch of a sister. The giant screen flickered once.
Twice.
Then the Blackwood crest vanished completely. A red banner exploded across the ballroom. Global exclusive. Blackwood airs secret scandal. The music cut off mid-note. Every single phone in the room buzzed at once. And then, the video started playing.
Loud. Clear.
Impossible to deny. Inside the back seat of the limited edition Lamborghini, my 3 brothers were tangled around Amanda like starving dogs fighting over meat. Clothes everywhere. Hands everywhere. Amanda sat in Stephen's lap laughing while Damien kissed her neck and Lucas filmed parts of it himself. The audio echoed through the silent ballroom. Once Catherine disappears, nobody can stop us. Amanda deserves the Blackwood inheritance more anyway. That spoiled bitch won't survive long. Amanda's voice came next.
Soft. Sweet.
Venomous. After I become Catherine Blackwood, I'll make sure nobody even remembers the real one existed. The room exploded. Someone dropped a champagne glass. An older woman covered her mouth in horror. A man whispered, "Dear God." Another muttered, "That's incest." "No," someone else snapped, "She's adopted." That somehow makes this even worse. The live stream numbers on the screen skyrocketed into the millions. The comments rolled so fast they became a blur. Blackwood family insane. Who is the real heiress? Arrest them. Amanda's face went snow white. Michael stumbled backward so quickly he crashed into a table. Stephen roared, "Turn it OFF." But before anyone could touch the screen, the ballroom doors slammed open. Dozens of elite bodyguards flooded inside, and behind them came my father. The room instantly went silent. Even Stephen froze. My father rarely appeared publicly, but when he did, people obeyed. Beside him walked my mother in a black gown, diamonds glittering at her throat, her face cold enough to freeze blood. My father's eyes landed on the blood dripping from my mouth, then on the bruises forming on my wrist, where Stephen grabbed me, then on Amanda. The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Who? My father asked quietly. Gave permission to touch my daughter? Nobody answered. Amanda immediately burst into tears and dropped to her knees. Mr. Blackwood, this is all a misunderstanding. My father slapped her so hard her entire body spun sideways across the marble floor. The crack echoed through the ballroom. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Amanda looked up in disbelief, one cheek already swelling. You filthy little scavenger, my father said. You wore my daughter's name with that mouth? Amanda started sobbing. Stephen rushed forward instantly.
Dad.
Amanda's innocent. My father turned and punched him across the face. Not a slap. A punch. Stephen hit the floor hard enough to knock over a chair. The entire room gasped. You dare defend her? My father hissed. After humiliating your sister publicly? For the first time in his life, Stephen looked terrified.
Good.
I wanted him terrified. I wanted all of them to understand something very clearly. Tonight wasn't about survival anymore. It was about punishment. My mother walked toward me slowly. Her eyes scanned every bruise on my body. Then she looked at the security guards who held me earlier. You touched her too? The guards immediately dropped to their knees. One was shaking so badly, he nearly collapsed. My mother smiled. It was the kind of smile people see before funerals. Wonderful, she said softly. You can all lose your hands together. The guards went pale. Amanda started crawling toward Stephen. Stephen, help me. I stepped on her hand with my heel. Hard. A scream ripped out of her throat. I leaned down beside her ear. Does it hurt? I whispered. Imagine acid melting your face instead. Her pupils shook violently. She knew. She knew I remembered. Amanda stared at me like she was looking at a ghost. You. Yes, I murmured. I remember the river too. Her entire body started trembling. Meanwhile, the screen behind us switched to another recording. This time it showed Amanda speaking to the housekeeper. If Catherine dies, dump her somewhere cold. Her parents travel all the time. Nobody will notice for weeks. The ballroom erupted again. People physically backed away from Amanda now, like she was diseased. The housekeeper fainted on the spot. I laughed. Not softly. Not politely. I laughed right in the middle of Amanda's collapse. You really should have checked for cameras before plotting murder, I said lazily. Amanda snapped. You bitch, she screamed. You were supposed to die. The entire ballroom froze again. Oops. Too emotional, Amanda. Too honest. My father looked at her with utter disgust. Then at my brothers. You protected this thing over your own sister? Damien started panicking. Dad, Amanda manipulated us. Lucas immediately pointed at Stephen. It was mostly him. Stephen looked
stunned.
You cowardly piece of... Oh, shut up, I interrupted. All three turned toward me. I smiled slowly. You know what the funniest part is? I walked closer. You idiots ruined your lives for a girl who was sleeping with all of you at the same time. The crowd burst into whispers again. Michael looked like he was about to throw up. Amanda shrieked. Michael, listen to me. He slapped her. Hard. You disgusting whore. Amanda stared at him in shock. Then I started clapping. Slowly. Mockingly. I cooed. The happy engagement lasted almost 7 minutes. How tragic. Michael looked humiliated beyond belief. I stepped closer to him next. You said you'd rather die than marry me, right? His face turned red. I smiled sweetly. Don't worry. After tonight, no respectable family would touch you with a 10-foot pole anyway. His father's company depended heavily on Blackwood investments, and everybody in this room knew it. Michael knew it too. He looked ready to collapse. Then my father finally spoke again. Effective immediately, Stephen, Damien, and Lucas Blackwood are removed from succession. Silence. Absolute silence. My brothers went completely pale. No, Dad. You're no longer heirs. Stephen dropped to his knees instantly. Please. No, my father said coldly. You chose an outsider over blood. I tilted my head. Correction, I said calmly. They chose a psychopath over me. Amanda lunged at me suddenly, shrieking like an animal. You ruined everything. Before she could touch me, one of the bodyguards slammed her face first into the floor. I crouched beside her slowly. Her makeup was smeared. Mascara running. Lipstick ruined. Pathetic. This was the girl who once stood over my dying body smiling. I grabbed her chin. You wanted my face ruined so badly, I murmured. But look at you now. She spat at me. I backhanded her immediately. Blood spilled from her mouth. The crowd gasped again. I didn't care. Why should I? Nobody cared when I screamed last life. Nobody cared when they locked me away. Nobody cared when my body floated under black freezing water. So why should I pretend to be kind now? Amanda started crying harder. I just wanted to belong. And I wanted to live. I interrupted flatly. That shut her up. Police sirens sounded outside. Then officers stormed into the ballroom.
Fraud.
Attempted murder. Identity theft. Conspiracy. Financial crimes. The charges kept going. Amanda screamed while they dragged her away. Stephen suddenly grabbed my ankle desperately. Catherine, please, we're still your brothers. I looked down at him. This man watched me beg for help once, then told me to die somewhere else. So I smiled. Cruelly. Not anymore. I pulled my leg away slowly. Then I delivered the final blow. Oh, and Stephen? His eyes lifted hopefully. The video I leaked? I grinned. I made sure prison inmates would see it too. His face lost all color.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect. My mother finally came to stand beside me. She looked at the ruined ballroom, the shattered family, the cameras,
The blood.
then she looked at me, not with pity, not with guilt, but with recognition, like she was finally seeing what I had become. And honestly, I preferred it that way, because weak girls die crying in rivers. Girls like me, we make the people who killed us beg first. 3 months later, the Blackwood scandal was still the biggest story in the country. Amanda became the most hated woman on the internet overnight. Every detail of her lies, affairs, fraud, and murder plot spread everywhere. Former friends exposed her. Luxury brands cut ties. Even prisoners mocked her after the leaked Lamborghini video circulated through the prison system exactly like I promised Stephen it would. Amanda didn't last long. One night in prison, another inmate carved the words "fake heiress" across her face. Poetic, honestly. Stephen, Damien, and Lucas lost everything. Their cards were frozen. Their shares stripped. Their names removed from Blackwood succession records like they had never existed. The 3 men who once acted like kings were reduced to tabloids and public humiliation. Stephen drank himself into a wreck. Damien fled the country after gambling debts piled up. Lucas tried becoming an influencer, but got mocked so badly online, he disappeared completely. And Michael? His father's company collapsed within weeks after Blackwood funding vanished. The engagement ring he gave Amanda was eventually auctioned online as a meme. I almost bought it just to melt it down. Almost. Meanwhile, I officially became the sole heir to the Blackwood empire. The same people who once sneered at me now stood when I entered rooms. They watched every word I said carefully. Fear is so much more reliable than affection. One evening, I visited the river where my body had been dumped in my previous life.
Cold wind.
Black water. Silent darkness. I stood there in heels and a black coat, staring down at the current. Then I smiled. Last life, I died here abandoned like trash. This life? I enjoyed ruining every single person who put me there. And the best part? I did it slowly enough for them to feel it.